Okay, so it's that time of the week when we meet again with these fellows, wonderful people, wonderful guys. We have learned to appreciate them and really love them for what they do and for who they are. Really, really. We're so happy to be in your presence, coming to you live from different outlets. One is IAM, the International Association of Alternative and Ancient Medicine. Both of these good friends are members, founding members of the association, and that's how we got to meet, which was a wonderful twist of of destiny, being able to meet you guys and see what you do. From INVITAS, we have Richard Rocha and Dr. Justin Newman. I feel it. Even Luna feels
let's
it.
Go. It's about that time.
So we're going to do our fourth delivery.
And the great Dr. Justin Newman, baby. Woo! Let's go.
Exactly.
The greater vitamin rich.
The one and only Kike.
Yeah, Kike. Without whom none of this would be possible.
Exactly.
Wonderful topics for the well-being, for optimizing human performance, which is the name of this show. And we're going to learn more about INVITAS, this environment, I would call it, this world that you guys have created for the well-being of humankind. And it involves nutrition, involves detox, involves get rid of so many things and then add new ones, which you're going to explain today, because it has to do with that. It has to do with detox and intake.
Yes.
So we're all ears to find out more, and just remind you guys are based in Miami. The number to call is 305-663-5696. You see it on the screen, and once you hear what they have to say, you're gonna want to learn more about INVITAS.
Thank you. In regards to whether in Miami, you can reach out to us. There are consult assessments that we make available virtually. So if you're not in Miami and you want to pick our brain, run through a wellness assessment with us virtually, you can send us a message through our Insta page, website, email, call us, and we'll make it happen. Let's kick it off with detox. There are some things that you may already have in your mind about detox, like what that is, but we're about to, I suspect, put a whole new light on detox in a functional and holistic sense. Right. Where do we begin? Talk to us, Vitamin Rich.
So many things going on, and thank you for creating this space to be able to share this with all of us and for us to connect. So this is really cool. And this all came through a deep meditation that I had on Saturday. And I started thinking about what is detox, right? We think of detoxing our gut or trying to detox maybe our body to some degree. But detox is so much deeper than that. It's detoxing the mind of the thoughts, the limiting beliefs, or the patterns of how we think of things. It's the relationships we have, the ones we need to kind of step away from. And it's not that it's a negative thing, it's just for our own well-being, to detox ourselves from those feelings of pressure. Right now, I'm realizing that a lot of people are in a place that self-love is so important. We're so, in certain cases, broken and hurt and afraid. And in reality, that's where I feel that the detox has to really happen, because it creates those patterns that create these habits. It impacts our sleep. It impacts our recovery. So all of these things are interconnected. So detox is very important. But also detoxing the forgiveness of oneself. That I realized is so deep. It really is, because when you can detox that and you can learn to at least forgive and love yourself, you start to create this purity from within. And that is the part where I realized that the next topic that we should talk about is detox. The detox and the intake. What fills that space? When you create this space of emptiness because you've changed other patterns, cut other relationships, other ties. You're looking at things. You create this space that other things can fill that space. So you have to be mindful and careful of what you put in that space. Purity, love, light, acceptance, or just holding that space for possibility of other things to fill that space, just to make sure though that it nourishes your soul, your purpose. So this in itself is what made me realize that I need to set myself free, because debt too is also a toxicity. It changes the way that we look at life. When you wake up in the morning and you're constantly trying to figure out this debt or to come up or have this different, or I need this or I need a newer one or whatever, you get into this pattern and you're to some degree a slave to debt. But when you set yourself free and realize that you have a purpose, my purpose is to help others, to be loved genuinely, and I'm all for in it now. So I set myself free of these limiting beliefs. And that to me was the purest detox. And that's when I realized we really need to discuss detox. What kind of detox are we really doing?
And you know what, as you're talking about purity, many people have this idea of detox or clearing these toxins. And as you've pointed out so poignantly, it's not only toxins in your body, but toxic and limiting beliefs, toxic feelings that we might be harboring in relationships, toxic relationships or situations we're finding ourselves in. How do we clear and clean the body, your mind, feelings, relationships, and your approach to situations? How do we clear or clean the environment that we're in so it's more conducive to the receiving of all those positives that we're setting ourselves up for? And yeah, there are a lot of simple ways to proceed on all of those levels, but every single aspect of who you are has to be addressed. Not only cleaning out your liver and your gut and your kidneys, yeah, that's a great start, but being mindful, taking inventory of what am I thinking? What are my limiting beliefs? Maybe a self-discovery journal is important for you to start tracking some of these patterns that are coming up in your life. Maybe there are simple ways to create boundaries so that you can limit the amount of toxicity and create some room there so that there's at least a gap for you to function in before you become overwhelmed in a situation where there might be feelings or thoughts that are, or situations that are too overwhelming for the character or person that you're lining up with. So to clear and to clean, you know, we can touch on all of these topics. Each one could be its own subject, but for now, ask yourself, how can I make more room? How could I make more space in my fill in the blank? How could I make more room in my body, my cells, my organs? Maybe intermittent fasting is the way to go. How can I make more room in my mind, or in my emotional framework, or in this relationship? Or how could I make some more space in this situation? And then after, we have the ability to intake, as you were saying.
So anyone who's watching right now will ask themselves, okay, so how these two handsome,
very handsome
professionals can help me achieve that? Because so far we've heard, okay, yes, I need to detox in all aspects. By setting up an appointment, visiting you guys here in at your place, what's the procedure basically?
Yeah,
what you guys do?
If I may, because I have to really get this point out there. So this is the thing. What does all this mean that we're talking about? What is all of this creating space? And because sometimes people are so in their character that this may sound foreign to you. Like, what are these guys talking about? Space, creating space in the self. What you really have to do is go to the root cause of desire, feelings, motivation. What do you want to do? Do you want to achieve greatness? Do you want to feel greatness? Or do you just want to detox? What is your definition of these words, of this language that you're speaking to yourself, creating your reality? So it makes me think, what this really tells me is to tell and mention that you have to have purpose and a goal, and be grateful that we're here breathing another breath. I know there's millions of people who wish they had this second right now. And we have it. And every day we wake up born again, blessed to be able to live our purpose. or find a purpose and live it. Oftentimes we're thinking of a debt, and that's the slavery and that's the detox from this meditation that made me realize I'm not playing that game anymore, and neither should you. Don't let those things govern your reality, because if you're in your purpose, or you find a purpose, or you just appreciate life for what it is, you'll realize that all those debts, quote unquote, will be set free, and you'll be able to address all of those because you're in your flow. If you notice when Dr. Newman was talking, and he always talks so, at least to me, it's so beautifully, and I appreciate it, he's in his flow. That's flow. He is in sync with his heart and the universe. He is just downloading information to us for those who are needing to hear it, and planting seeds and realizing and opening the eyes of people and the feeling. So when you create this space, it's important for you to be able to determine what your life is. This is your story, your legacy. And when you understand it from that point of view, you start to then realize, okay, I want to make space in this relationship. I'm tired how it's making me feel. Or I'm tired of living this life like this. I want to make space to have a different life. Well, what does that life look like? What do you want? That is the essence of things, to then understand how to detox. Because if you want to detox the mind, a lot of this too, though, comes from detoxing the body and the self, right? The character. So jump in on this.
Dr. I would say I love where we're going with this topic, because there are a lot of people who we work with, and I'm sure you'd agree, that they have a sense of what they want for themselves, but they don't know where to begin, and they're looking for us, a team of specialists, to consult with. Or they just don't know what they want, but they know it's not this, whatever it is.
Well said.
They're not growing, they're not living their best life. How do we do that? And our advice generally is, of course, we can map out a whole plan with you and help you discover more of this purpose and your soul's mission in this life. But we've got to, at first, keep it simple. We have to start with the simple, the convenient, and the ordinary. We used to teach meditation classes a long time ago, and I realized that one of the biggest obstacles here is that people just simply have trouble relaxing. They can't get into that zone. And then you'll hear like, I need to understand how to sit properly before I can meditate. Or I know that breathing is important. I need to understand how my breathing can be better controlled so that I can meditate more easily. Or maybe I have to wait until the stars are aligned in a certain way. The important thing is that you start now. It's not going to be perfect from the get-go. You just have to start. A common misconception is that practice makes perfect, and that's not true. Only perfect practice makes perfect. Practice makes permanent. Practice makes your habits. Start slow. Start with the simple, convenient, easy, ordinary. Start with a minute. Start with a moment. But you have to get out of your comfort zone and get, like you said, some motivation to take that first step, and then we can build on that. But if I think like, well, I've got to meditate for half an hour a day kind of thing, I might never get there because I only have a minute. Forget it. I can't do 20 push-ups, so I'll do none. I can't do intermittent fasting, so I'll do none of it. It's got to be approachable at first, and this is, I think, one area where we can help people.
So the detox part, people will go and you will go over some of the nutrition habits they have, the food they eat, but you will go beyond. You will ask them things like lifestyle and how they spend their time, their free time. All these things have a lot to do with the detoxification, I would say,
Yes.
in the body, in the mind. No.
Right.
So it's an integral, it's a holistic approach to this practice, because
Right.
people want to detox,
Yeah.
but they will start getting the colon cleansing, for
Right,
instance.
exactly.
And they think that's it.
One-sided, exactly. They think
It goes beyond.
It does, definitely. And honestly, really what we're seeing is a lot of things. We're seeing that people want to dump. They want to talk. People naturally like to talk about themselves. We create this space in which we let them dump, because in that dumping process, we're picking up clues, patterns. We're seeing things that we're able to address. And at that point, it creates really, and I always tell my clients this, or our clients really, this is your space. I just facilitate your space, but this is your area. Away from the world, outside of everything, is in here. And what I'm really doing is drawing people to connect with themselves, to have that time with themselves. Sometimes people don't know how to spend time with themselves, and that oftentimes is what causes the toxicity in their life. And so they're thinking of detoxing the colon, and in reality, it's something else further. So correct, when they come in, we listen. We want to listen. We want to create that space that they know of belonging. Ultimately, what we do is we cater to people. That's important, because people are usually so in the service of others that they forget about themselves. So I want to fairly say, mastered how to take care of people. Why? Because we're genuinely people who believe in light, love, and energy, and our intention is profoundly pure. We are in our purpose. We are a team of specialists who we thrive to do what we do. We are in our flow. When I am in my flow right now, as I am connecting to you, and I'm here with the great Dr. Newman, who I truly love you, my good man. You're the best thing that
I love you
has
too.
Inspired me, man. And Kike, thank you for helping this out, and all of this space. It's gratitude, man. Think about how many people wish they could feel this feeling right now, and I'm in it.
And you can. And this is something we just talked about yesterday. One of our clients with this, and this client excels. I mean, this client's a triathlete. Okay, I mean, like no other. You know who I'm talking about, because HIPAA, can't say.
Yeah.
But yet has this framework of I have to do this or I have to do that, and yeah, there's a regimen there that you want to hold yourself accountable to, but also with your self-talk, you get to do these things. You get to invite yourself and allow yourself to do these things, and in the space that's facilitated, with the whole team of specialists working with you. You're able to not just connect with your person and the character that you're lining up with, but who you really are, your true self. And in that experience, we can then bring the full self, the true self on board, and connect with, allow yourself to be more in line with your soul's purpose, and not just playing the roles and working through the patterns of what you think might be, with all the misunderstandings and miscomprehensions, misperceptions. Right. The characters that we live our lives can be so limited, but we can allow ourselves to clear and make room for more authenticity. And in the space as we dump, it's only because people feel like they're invited to do that. They're not just vulnerable. It's unlike any medical center where those are cold, sterile, clinical. No, this is more boutique.
Yes.
You step into like a lounge where you're disarmed from the first moment, and you want to unburden yourself with
and we're looking at it. You guys create an ambience that's
this is key, and
all catering to that relaxation.
This patient liked that color, or this guest liked that color. This one wanted no lights and wanted only blue light. That was me setting up for another patient who likes it like that. This is Dr. Newman and I, man, just making history happen, man, in our legacy.
Just before we go, because I know sometimes we tend to assume people know what you guys do. Can you revisit all the possible therapies they will find?
You got a Snickers, we're going to be
massage, vitamin infusion, all of those.
And this also ties into what we were just talking about. The results basically really depend on what you want. You determine the outcome. Depending on what you disclose, we are able to address. What we really do, what I was saying before I went down that I love you path was
you always get romantic. That's
for sure. Love.
You got that fire burning.
For sure. I became what I was always searching for. Is love. Yeah. That's a whole nother segment, but
that's another show.
Yes, that's a whole nother show. But it helps me. It sustains me. It's but the long story short is, as we are able to cater to these people and treat them in a way of respect and professionalism, compassion, loving, unconditionally acceptance. We teach them also how to love themselves and to feel and connect with that feeling so that they want to then feel that outside of our office. We want you to feel amazing in our office. We prefer you to feel better, even farther, deeper in your experiences outside of our office. That is really, truly the purpose, ultimately. So there's a lot of different things that are going on when someone's in our center, but it's really determines on what you're searching for, what's your goal, what you choose to connect with us and share
anything
with us.
from improving performance, physical. We see a lot of athletes
Yes.
at your place.
Yes.
But to somebody who's going through, some strong
Right.
chemical,
Mm-hmm.
radiation type of thing. So they want to go there to the detox
Correct.
at the same time.
Correct. Toxicity is...
Both of you have, you've been in the health industry for many years. Dr. Justin Newman, you want to remind us your studies, please?
I would, yeah. I completed my pre-med at University of Miami and then went into 4 years of medical training. Integrative medicine was my focus, but I walk away as a doctor of acupuncture and holistic medicine. I'm a primary care doctor, 23 years now in private practice. There's a lot that falls under that umbrella, and I have other credentials and certifications and trainings of many different kinds, but that's not the most important thing.
And one of them is Aikido?
Is Aikido, yes,
Aikido.
Indeed. I've been training in Aikido, an internal martial art, for 27 years. And it's one of the factors that led me away from conventional healthcare and into a framework that is more inclusive and integrative, collaborative, and concierge-based, which is where we step in. Our team offers acupuncture, of course, and the full range of Chinese medicine and primary healthcare services, but intravenous IV infusions and detox and nutrition and diagnostics. There's hypnotherapy and mental health counseling, coaching. There's massage therapy of all different kinds. So for the whole person, and this is what Richard was saying, we have to cater to what that individual's needs and goals are, and then the team can coordinate more specifically around body, mind, feelings, relationships, etc., as a team of specialists collaborating for you and your needs at that level. And then that gets cleaned and cleared and you have a fuller sense of purpose, and then we take the next step. Hey, now that you've stepped into a fuller world and you're experiencing XYZ, what's next for you? Where do we go? Where do we go from here? What's your soul's purpose in life? We don't have to know right now. You have pain. Okay, let's start there. And we'll start peeling these layers away together, one by one, cleaning and clearing as we go, so things become more obvious. They don't have to be from the get-go. And we all work together, collaborating to help that with you on our team to make that happen. And all of us that work together have 20 years of experience, some slightly more, some slightly less. But an average, I'd say there's over 100 years of combined experience on our team. And with our spirit guides, ancestors, and angels, there's an infinite amount of knowledge and energy at our disposal.
Amen.
Another conversation probably
Amen
for
to
another
that.
segment.
You want to live up to 100 years, go to the people that have 100 years combined experience.
Oh, I love that.
You like that?
That's really cool.
Indeed.
If you want to live 100 years, go to the place who has 100 years worth of experience.
Yeah, this is really, I think, one of the things that's key. And as Richard also says, we're our own first client.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We go through these programs ourselves first. So this is what the experience is. This is our background. This is how we collaborate. And firsthand, we can tell you, this is what you can expect by working these steps. We keep it simple, hold each other accountable, and make it as easy as we can and approachable to take those steps. And we're going to go with you in that journey.
Right. And we've done this ourselves. We ourselves go through this daily. We practice these meditations. We practice this detox. We see what works. We see the momentum. We see the refinery. We feel it. We live it. It's in our existence. A lot of what you've been seeing lately as far as what's been happening has been from these downloads, these meditations. And that's my being guiding me. So I'm very grateful to be able to just use this shell, this vessel, to connect with for a greater purpose of helping you connect with yourself. I see the fire in you. I believe in you, despite whatever you may have done or who you are or whatever. I don't really care. I see your heart. I see your fire, and we're gonna light this shit up.
Big time. Your character, your person is just your person.
That love,
but your character is not who you are. Your character is just a character.
It's Friday.
Your character is not your soul.
Anything
your character is not yourself.
Exactly.
We limit ourselves into these vessels and we live our life as a character, but that shouldn't define who you are. You're not your person. There's so much more to you, and you don't have to take our word for it. It's not about conceptual. We want you to experience something.
Feel
and
something.
that's where the magic is in the experience
in the
of. And then you take that into the world with you, and we make the world a better place together.
Just make sure you visit the website. It's invitasforlife. You will find all the array of services that are offered, and you're gonna learn more about INVITAS. All the professionals and all you can achieve with their therapist. It's everything is here. So it's INVITAS for life. Wonderful. I see the detox package, the refresh and replenish. No, diagnostics, mental health, Chinese medicine, AQIVS.
AcuIV. That's a whole other conversation.
Yep.
We're also innovating. We create our own therapeutic methods together through our collaborations, and we do things that no other center is doing. And we don't want to reveal too much of our proprietary secrets right off the bat, but you'll witness in a future episode us going through some of these processes ourselves, and you'll see what separates us from the other fine clinics that are out there. They're just not doing what we're doing.
Right. And so stay tuned, because next we're going to be talking about diagnostics.
Excellent. That's going to be next week.
It's good stuff. Feel that. Friday, we're alive. Let's live, baby. Let's clap it up. That's a close segment. Yes, baby.
So we really appreciate you watching this show, and if you like, share, subscribe, wherever you might be looking at it, because we're coming on different platforms. We are on IAM, the IAM International Association of Alternative and Ancient Medicine, which Dr. Justin Newman and Richard Rocha are founding members of. We invite you to learn more as well. Become a member if you practice any kind of therapy that's catered, to the well-being through holistic medicine. You're welcome to join us and learn more. We have Aldea Global also broadcasting, and we have INVITAS, the Facebook page of INVITAS. So make sure you subscribe and share the knowledge and share the love, the feeling.
Exactly.
Guys, it's been wonderful as always.
Thank you all.
Thank you, and thank you for watching and spending time with us today.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Live your life to the fullest. Make it move. Let's go, baby. Woo! Vitamin rich.
Bye-bye.
Man, we do good, man.